ESPN Stephen A. Smith challenged Joy Behar's dismissal of President Donald Trump's electoral mandate during a heated exchange on The View, asserting that Trump's decisive wins in key battlegrounds and demographic gains indicate a clear shift in voter sentiment.
He's only been in office for 6 weeks. Seems like 6 years, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. And he's been going around with his cronies touting his so-called landslide and blowout win. But he won the popular vote by 1.5%, one of the smallest ever, and he won the general election by less than 50%. So what kind of mandate is this really?
Well, it is a mandate, and I'm going to explain why. And I don't mind the question, but let me be very clear. I'm no supporter of Trump. I'm a supporter of truth and the facts. And here's the facts. The man won every swing state. He increased in terms of his voter turnout in his favor from the standpoint of blacks, Latinos, and young voters. He increased his numbers in that regard from 2020. 89% of the counties shifted to the right. That's a mandate. We can sit up there and play around all we want to. In 2020, Trump didn't win the popular vote. He didn't win the electoral college vote. A matter of fact, the Republicans hadn't won the popular vote, if I remember correctly, since 2004. But they did this year. So 20 years after they last won the popular vote, they won the popular vote. They won the electoral college vote. The man won every swing state. And on top of it, 89% of the counties shifted against. I don't understand how people can look at that and say, there's no mandate. There's a mandate.
Well, it's a different definition of a mandate, I guess.
But the problem is that if you're the Democratic Party and you lost 49.8% to 48.3%, and you're looking at that 1.5% dip, that's an excuse for you to say, what we did really wasn't that bad. We should continue to do that. No, don't continue to do that. Find a new strategy.
Behar questioned Trump's claim of a landslide victory, pointing to his 1.5% popular vote margin. What kind of mandate is this really, she asked. Smith countered with election data, stating, he won every swing state. He increased in terms of his voter turnout in his favor from the standpoint of blacks, Latinos, and young voters. 89% of the counties shifted to the right. That's a mandate. Smith, emphasizing his nonpartisan stance, continued, I'm no supporter of Trump, I'm a supporter of truth and the facts. He pointed to Trump's historical gains, marking the first time in 20 years a Republican secured the popular vote while also dominating the electoral map. The man increased his numbers from 2020, Smith added, urging Democrats to recognize voter sentiment. If you're looking at that 1.5% dip, that's an excuse to say, what we did wasn't that bad. No, don't continue to do that. Political analyst Mark Thompson of the American Enterprise Institute echoed Smith's perspective. Trump's victory wasn't narrow, it was transformative, Thompson said. Winning every swing state, gaining with minorities and young voters, and shifting 89% of counties rightward is not just a win, it's a mandate. The exchange underscores broader tensions over Trump's impact on American politics. While some downplay the significance of his electoral gains, others see it as a defining shift in voter priorities. Smith's remarks challenge narratives that minimize the election's outcome, asserting that the data presents an undeniable message from voters.